a big shout out to those senior pilots in many of these pilot groups who are taking one for the team, whether it's voluntary or not. Well, 1 October has come and gone, and the furlough protections afforded by the CARES Act have expired, so there's some major developments regarding pilot furloughs for American, Delta, and United. At the end, I'll talk about the HEROES Act that could ultimately affect your pilot group. I'll also update you on the TSA Traveler numbers. Hey, it's Steve. Welcome back to Clear Direct. I'm not aware of any developments for Southwest, Alaska, and JetBlue. If you want more information on those, check out my previous furlough updates. So let's jump right in with American, who just furloughed 800 pilots, with about 800 more expected over November and December. There was also 522 zero timelines in which the pilots have no monthly guarantee or minimum, but can pick up trips from open time if there are any to be had. Regardless of your airline, if you're affected, be sure to check out my Staring Down a Furlough video where I break down the steps to prepare and transition into furlough life. Now, Delta's management has decided to delay their furlough of 1,941 pilots until at least 1 November on hopes that some version of the HEROES Act becomes law. Let me know in the comments what else is in negotiation, but that's at least a little good news, I suppose. Now, I gotta hand it to the United Pilot Group and their ALPA MEC. They voted on and passed a letter of agreement with the company to protect against furlough until at least June 1st, 2021 through a number of provisions. There were some huge gives to help both the company and the junior pilots, who I imagine are pretty grateful. I hope I'm not overly simplifying here, but essentially the top third of the seniority list takes a 10% cut to their guarantee. The middle third takes a 30% cut, and the bottom takes a 50% cut to their monthly guarantee. There are a lot of other provisions, including scope, displacement cancellations, quarterly industry keep-up provisions, and if there's another round of stimulus, the airline must take it and delete these reduced work rules. Now, in return, United gets pilots ready to pounce at a recovery with good currency. Hey, I get that your excitement about some of these work reductions may be inversely proportional to the amount of seniority you have, so a big shout out to those senior pilots in many of these pilot groups who are taking one for the team, whether it's voluntary or not. So the proposed stimulus package is a bit confusing. You may hear it called CARES 2.0 or HEROES 2.0, but it's technically called the Health and Economic Recovery Omnibus Emergency Solutions Act, or the HEROES Act. It does a lot of the same things as in the CARES Act from last spring, and would provide another round of economic stimulus for not just the air carriers, but many different industries. Another $1,200 check for those that qualify is in the bill, and if passed, it would reestablish a payroll support program which recently expired. It passed the Democratic-led House, but it's uncertain whether Senator McConnell will pick it up in the Senate. Therefore, Speaker Pelosi and the airline executives are meeting with Secretary Mnuchin to generate presidential and Republican support. These furlough announcements may flex based upon the success of this election year legislation. So let's now take a look at the TSA Checkpoint Traveler numbers in the US to see if we're recovering at all. I grabbed the numbers from the TSA.gov website and threw them in a Google Sheet. Saw that the chart was a bit too chaotic, so I slapped a rolling 6-day average on it to smooth it out. Clearly the blue line was 2019. You can see the summer increase in Labor Day. Down below in red, after the outbreak and cliff, you can see a very slow rise, with Labor Day being our best day in a while, but there's not much vert to this line. Despite these flat numbers, I'm still retiring from the Air Force this week, which, along with my reduced airline schedule, will afford me time to produce a series of videos and a new partnership with the Pilot Network that I'm really excited about. In the first one, I talk about how the FAA's violation reputation is changing for the better. Check it out, it's linked below. My Finney flight in the F-15 is on Friday, which is bittersweet, but I'm excited to explore 2 more segments of aviation. I'll be building a home-built bush plane. So be on the lookout for a video about how I made that tough decision between the Kit Fox and the Rans. Until then, you're Clear Direct.